The Grand Valley Auto Sports Desk, sponsored by Grand Valley Auto.
And welcome back once again to the final whistle with a little bit of Grand Valley Sports Desk flavor. Garrett Brown back at you once again, this time again from an actual desk. Crazy, I know. We have a lot of action on the western slopes. Let's start things off out at Colorado Mesa. And at Colorado Mesa, the Mavs men's and women's basketball teams were back in action. The women's teams, winners of 9 in a row, starting their second run through their RMAC schedule and looking to knock off one of the only teams in the RMAC that have beaten the Mavs so far this season, the Regis Rangers. Well, spoiler alert, when we joined this one in the fourth, Mavericks, not surprisingly, up big, 62-45, looking to put this game on ice. How do they get to such a big lead? Well, this next play, think about it, and then multiply it by about 10. That's how they got there. Kylie Kravig, the engine that makes that Mavs machine runs, dishes it to the RMAC Player of the Year, Olivia Reed-Tyne, who gets to go from the post for the score. They did that a lot this game. On defense, Mavs do a good job here of using Regis's aggression against them. One of the Rangers drives hard, but Riley Hayes takes a shot there, but also drops the charge to get the Mavs ball back. Kravig continuing her big day, distributing the ball. This time she gets in the hands of Brooklyn Palmer with the nice pass for the bucket. Mavericks cruise to a 75-60 win. They make it 10 in a row, maintaining their conference lead. Kravig hits a major milestone with her 500th assist in Mavs colors. Here's Kravig postgame on what that mark means to her.
I mean, I think the winning is more exciting than anything else, and I guess it means more if you win. If you lose, it doesn't really matter, so.
Now, as for the Maverick men's team, they were coming off an emotional double overtime win over MSU Denver, headed in their tilt with the Rangers. Early on, the Mavericks offense seemed turned off, so who better to provide the spark in this one than a fan favorite. If you've been paying attention this year, you know who that is. That's Yak Yak with the violent slam dunk off the feed from Speller. Whether or not that gets the Mavs going, TBD, but it definitely worked for Yak Yak with another score here, which I think means it works for that crowd out at Bronson as well. The first 6 CMU points of the game, all coming from number 5, the Maverick band. They for sure were going all game long. Yak Yak wasn't the only Maverick showing off the hops, though. In this next clip, how about Ty Allred, all clear for takeoff with the slam. We need a toss to break. The Mavericks actually wound up narrowly losing that game. They've just had a knack for close games all year long. Like we said, we need a toss to break, but on the other side, in case you didn't get your fill of basketball, high school hoops are on deck, and we check in with one of the premier point scorers, not just in Western Colorado, but the whole state. And we're back with more Final Whistle with the background behind me this time. Folks in the back, I'm just keep acknowledging stuff on set. I think that's just kind of what we're doing right now. So, in the world of high school hoops, the Palisade boys basketball team and girls basketball teams, for that matter, found themselves in 2 very different situations after a pair of league matchups just yesterday with the Montrose Redhawks. The girls, they got arguably their biggest win of the year, where the boys, meanwhile, they were on the wrong end of a 16-point comeback bid. Both didn't have a lot of time to process, though. Less than 24 hours later, both squads had a face-off with the Durango Demons. The Bulldogs girls team, they found themselves in a close one down the stretch with the Demons. Demons doing a good job late in the game, capitalizing on Palisade miscues, turning defense into offense here. Claire Goodwin with the steal and the score in transition. Goodwin would kind of be a demon for the Demons as time expired in this game. This next clip, this is going to be her connecting in the corner from 3 to give Durango some room to breathe. Palisade would counter with one of their own here in this next clip. Sadie Bunker connects from deep to help keep pace with the Demons, but it wouldn't be enough as time winds down. Bulldogs fall in game 2 of their back-to-back. 36-28 is your final. Now for the Bulldogs boys team. They had to be out for blood in this one, coming off that tough loss in overtime last night. Unfortunately, a talented Durango team stood in their way. And early on, this one was definitely the Demons. Noah Miles, number 1, cashes in on the 3 on the pull-up. He's more than a shooter, though. He shows off the vertical skills there as well. Palisade, though, they have scores all over this roster. Durango got to witness that firsthand. After working the ball around from atop the key, Hunter Howard gets it, connects, fires from 3, and buries it. Then the Dogs come right back with the feed underneath to C.J. Mulaney. And that game continued to go back and forth despite trailing by 10 at the half. It was Palisade's turn to come back from down double digits, defending their home court. They win at a final of 60-55. A couple other big winners on the day, Grand Valley and Delta both with double-digit wins. Caprock, they escape with a 3-point win, and the Olathe Pirates outrun North Fork 70 points on the board in the win. And if you haven't been paying attention, Olathe has been hanging crooked numbers all season long on the board, fueled by number 23 there, Isaiah Gordon, who just surpassed 1,000 career points as a junior, and after dropping 33 more today, is now your state leader in points per game, according to MaxPreps.com, averaging just under 27.5 points with 4 games to go on the Pirates season. Well, once again, we need to get to break here, but when we get back, local athletes are state-bound and we hit the ice. Don't go anywhere.
The Grand Valley Sports Desk, sponsored by Grand Valley Auto. Browse our local inventory online at grandvalleyauto.com.
All right, more final whistles. So CMU hockey made their return to home ice Friday, and they found success against Colorado College in a 5-1 win in front of their hometown crowd at River City Sportsplex. Now, today, looking to sweep the Colorado College club team in 4 games. Despite the Mavericks not being able to put any pucks in net in this one early on, and when they did get a good shot off, the CC defense and keeper did a good job of getting in the way. Should have said Tendy, but we're rolling the keeper. But the good news is the Mavs defense, they didn't give an inch either early on. It seemed like this game was headed for a tie through 3, tied up at 1-1, all in the third, where the Mavs, they were eventually able to break through. They get another goal to go up 2-1. That score stands, and they make it a sweep on the homestand. 2-1 is your final. Mav baseball, meanwhile, they finish off their first series win of the year down in Southern California, taking on Cal Poly Pomona. 6-4 is your final, powered by a trio of homers. The first long ball of the season for the Mavs off the bat of the former Palisade Bulldog Stevenson Reynolds. Kobe Felix and Paul Schoenfield also put balls over the fence as well in the win. Mavs will be back in action in California still, taking on Chico State, the Wildcats, the 13th. And before we go here, the Western Slope also had some solid showings at state regional wrestling. Fruita Monument and Central took third in their respective regions. 7 Palisade Bulldogs are state-bound. Multiple first-place finishers across all those teams. And what a showing by D51 Phoenix, the Lady Wrestlers, with not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5, 6 first-place finishes. Speaking of Phoenix, the Nuggets, they bested a star-studded Phoenix Suns team to get a win. You already know where to find a recap, but in case you don't, that'll be on our website. We wrap things up with the final drive when we return. All right, of course, we got to acknowledge this. Tomorrow is the big game between the Philadelphia Eagles and Kansas City Chiefs. Like a lot of people have gotten used to me saying when they ask, what do I think is going to happen? I clarify, what do I want or what do I think? What do I want? Not the guys in red. I've seen that team win the big game way too many times. I think they're going to drive down late. They're going to make it 3 in a row. Maybe it's a reverse jinx, and some of y'all can thank me later. That's going to do it for us.